are you? This is Lois. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant here in Calgary, Alberta. And today I want us to talk about post-graduation work permits. Yes. So, have you subscribed to our channel? Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and liking our videos. I really appreciate. I just want to let you know that my videos, disclaimer that I have to give, my videos are just for education purposes only. They are not legal advice. Should you need legal advice, where do you go to? Please head on to our website. The link will be in the description part of this video. Please go there and book a consultation, and I'll be happy to meet with you at a designated time on Zoom or Teams, and we can talk about your immigration dreams and plans and answer your questions, and I can even guide you on the best programs to come to use when coming to Canada. Here, the best pathways, the best chances for success, and we even do immigration applications, not just consultations. Okay, guys? So, post-graduation work permit. What is that? So, this is a work permit for international students who have already studied in Canada and graduated. You know, I do a lot of study permit applications. I am very passionate about studying in Canada. So if you're interested, you can always talk to me. If you want to come study here, you can talk to me. But now, this is after you've already come to Canada. And you know, these are the decisions I tell you. Decide before you come to Canada, because especially if your goal is to stick in Canada after graduation, and your goal is also to become a permanent resident, then you want to be thinking about the post-graduation work permit long before you apply for that study permit, long before you even apply for that school, because you realize that not all schools are going to lead you to a postgraduate work permit, and not all programs are going to lead you to permanent residence, and not all provinces are also going to lead you to permanent residences. So you really need to think about your immigration strategy before you apply to come here to study. So guys, that's why I say book a consultation. Anyway, we are not gonna go back there. So my assumption is you have come to Canada, you have studied, whether it's your 1-year program, a 2-year program, or 3 or 4 year program. You have studied, you understand what is a designated learning institution. I hope you do. You came to a DLI, and now you, and that DLI qualified you to apply for a postgraduate work permit, because it's not all DLIs and all the programs that qualify to apply for postgraduate work permit. So let's talk about it. We're talking about who can apply, when to apply, how to apply, and even the required documents, okay? You may even apply for yourself. So a postgraduate work permit is an open work permit which allows you to work following the completion of an eligible course of study here in Canada, and you can only receive it once in a lifetime in this country. It's the moment you redeem it, you're done. You can't redeem it again. So you can't complete, you apply for a postgraduate work permit and then go back to school and apply for another one. You can't do that. And it's only during this pandemic, the past pandemic, that we had some public policies that were allowing people even to extend the post-graduation work permit. Usually it cannot be extended, but we've seen cases where it was extended, and that now is not applicable going forward for future applications. Okay, you must submit your application for postgraduate work permit within 180 days of when your final marks were issued, or from when you received a formal written notice of graduation from the university or college where you are studying, whichever comes first. Okay, excuse me. So if your study permit is going to be expiring prior to you receiving your final grades, make sure you apply for a short study permit extension, just so that you remain in status when you're applying for a postgraduate work permit. Okay, within 180 days of the date of applying for the postgraduate work permit, you must have either have a valid study permit or held a study permit and have a valid temporary resident status when applying within Canada. Okay? And now, during this process, after you submit your application, you get what we call implied status. So until the date that you receive a decision, you are deemed to be in status in Canada until a decision comes. If you are denied that postgraduate work permit, should it be denied, and you don't have any status any longer, like your study permit is expired, my friend, you must make sure you apply for a TRV, that is a temporary resident visa, or leave Canada. Otherwise, you cannot stay here without status. Okay? Now, in order for you to be eligible, like, how do you become eligible? Because there are a lot of people who, as I said, who will come here and study and then they're not eligible for a postgraduate work permit. So remember the talk that I had at the beginning of this video. So in order for you to become eligible, you must have been a full-time student continuously, and you must have taken majority of your courses in person, not online, in Canada. Okay? Then a postgraduate work permit is not usually issued for longer than the duration of your passport. This is not the only visa or work permit or any immigration record like that. You can never be issued a visa beyond the validity of your passport. So you must always plan ahead in advance, because if, let's say, you qualify for a 3-year postgraduate work permit, my friend, and your passport is expiring, unfortunately, they are only going to be giving you a postgraduate work permit until your passport expires. So planning early, renewing your passport in good time is in your best interest. Okay? So if you're completing a program that is more than 8 months and under 2 years, you're going to be issued with a postgraduate work permit for 1 year. Okay? So if you're doing a 1-year program, you'll be issued with a 1-year postgraduate work permit. If your program is more than 2 years, and that's why I do encourage people to come here and take 2-year programs and above, then you'll be issued a postgraduate work permit for 3 years. Okay? So, my friend, ensure that you understand and know that the duration that you will have your postgraduate work permit here in Canada is not going to be enough to give you enough time to look for employment and even qualify for an immigration program, because you must meet the various immigration programs that follow for you to transition from a student to a permanent resident. So if a program says that you need at least 1 year work experience, ask yourself, will I have attained that 1 year work experience within that 1 year? What if you don't get that 1 year work experience? Then what are the chances of you staying in Canada and remaining in Canada? Okay? Anyway, those are the things I say. Please book a consultation. Let us plan so that you're not caught unawares. You're not found, you don't find yourself here in a pickle. People always come to me last minute. They're like, oh, you know, Lois, I just completed my studies and I just realized that I don't know what to do. Please don't do these things after the fact, because maybe there isn't really much that we can do at that point. You really need to try and plan ahead so that you're prepared. Okay? So how much does it cost to apply for a postgraduate work permit? The government only charges you $255. And the processing time for this postgraduate work permit is between 2 weeks and 4 months. Okay? But it's not guaranteed. You should always check the processing time at the IRCC website. Now, I already talked about the deemed status and how do you submit. You can submit your application for postgraduate work permit either online or by mail, and that information you can find it on the IRCC website. The documents that you will require to apply for a postgraduate work permit, of course, it's your passport, it's your study permit. Remember, we said you must have valid status in Canada, and your graduation letter and your final transcript, and of course some digital pictures. So my friend, you got that, you got this. If you need help with an application, you can always reach out to us. We'll be happy to do that. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing this with your friends. And please join me in my next video of why your postgraduate work permit is going to be denied. Okay, my guys, thank you so much and take care. Bye.